Taoiseach, I would like to commend you for your speech the other night. I think it articulated the desire for our people for us to show solidarity and collective action in response to this unprecedented crisis. That sense really came home to me, I think, was it Friday night or Saturday. People watching online, there was that video from the Temple of the Bars where a good time crew was singing Sweet Caroline. Hands holding hands, touching me, touching you. Sweet Jesus, you could not make it up for being out of tune with where we all were. And in some ways, I felt at that moment, do you know, the same way back in the 80s, whatever, we decided collectively on our soccer supporters going abroad, well, if other people are going to be hooligans, we're going to be the #1 best behaved people in the planet, collectively. That same sense there in that moment, we're not going to do that, hands touching hands, we're going to look after each other. And I know there's questions, people saying, well, would we get fatigue in terms of our behavioural response? Anyone who thinks that, any scientist, has yet to meet my mother. Mary Ryan, who's at home, I'm sure, watching this, like many a mother and father and grandfather out there. If there was an antiviral Olympics, we'd win gold. She'd make the Chinese Communist government look like wimps when it comes to the measures that will be taken to hold this threat at bay. We're going to be good at this. We're going to take it on. We're going to pull together, as Taoiseach, you and others have said. It's interesting, we were chatting at one of our meetings, discussing, I hope we're not breaking confidence here, just this issue. We're agreed that we're going to go the suppression route, not the mitigation. We may have to, if things go wrong, we may have to go down the line in mitigation. But for the moment, we're going to take on the suppression route. Now, how we do that, where we maintain the mental health of our people, is important. And I was citing an example the other day. Could we keep our hardware shops open? I know that's not the most important thing or whatever, but if we kept our hardware shops open, and if we have to work from home or be at home for a period, well, let's paint the back of the house with the paint from that hardware shop. Or let's get every south-facing windowsill in this country and let's plant our seeds in the next week, so that if there is any supply crisis in fruit in 2 or 3 months' time when this really hits hard, we'll have our salads ready to go. Everyone's home, every windowsill, all of us being part of the solution. I think we need, Taoiseach, when I said this to you yesterday, as leaders we agreed it, we need to come together and get more political involvement in the solutions. I regret Deputy Minister McHugh isn't here at the moment, because I'll be honest, I was keen, that's another example of what we could do. I know the announcement today, and I'm not second-guessing the government in anything here or criticising, but Jesus, I would love, have we done those orals, Leaving Cert orals by Skype? Could we not have done that? You know, if everyone else is mobilising, I think we could have mobilised our teaching profession and every single Leaving Cert student to maybe get the orals done in some online way. It's just one example of and I think that health issue, that mental health issue, particularly actually I'd say for those Leaving Cert students, we all know how stressful it is. I'd love to give them the reassurance that actually we will be able to do this maybe in June or July, no later. Like if we can set out here in an organised way, Leaving Cert is a very regulated event. Spreading people out and making sure everyone doesn't move one way or the other, that shouldn't be beyond our capabilities to organise. I just mentioned that as an example. I have to echo here the thank you to our public servants. We've been talking to medics, all of us, anaesthetists right in the front line, knowing that the calm before the storm, but the storm's about to hit. And fair play to them, one and all, for standing up for public service, for their people. We support them in every way we can. I think we also have to look at our unity and solidarity as a political system. I'm glad, in a way, we were in a bit of lockdown in the last week or two, not really talking politics too much, and I think that maybe wasn't a bad thing, because we could focus on the public service message, which was actually key. I think we've got that herd sense here around we're going to take this on, and we've been clear and consistent in our messaging, but we recognise that we also in our political system have to show the same solidarity in how we work together, and we as a party will commit to do whatever we can in that way, working with other parties as needs be in the coming weeks and months. But we do need to up our game. We do need, it's not going to be easy, it's going to be difficult, decisions have to be made, but I think the Irish people are up for it. I think we're going to be good at it, as hard and as difficult as the times are. Thank you.